Hello, and welcome back to the version of Novus that's gradually being covered with concrete in space exploration. I never noticed that they interlocked that way. That's cool. There's a lot of stuff that I should work on. I need to actually go hook up my beryllium. Because I built this and then never did anything with it. I was missing casting machines. I think I did that like 2 weeks ago now. And I forgot all about it. But I want to focus on the fact that I sort of have functional space elevators now. And I just need to use them. And figure out why this train is angry. Oh, yeah, never built a uranium drop-off. Fair enough. I have a lot of garbage in my inventory. Some of which I understand, some of which I don't. But it should be a simple day today. Yeah. This is where I want the train to stop. Why was there no station there? This will be an icon for uranium ore to drop off. I need to take it out and make a better? Okay, it's most empty. I may need to improve this, or just feed it into this, because that'd be good enough. It's probably best to scale it up a little bit. Because I am kind of... it's in a weird spot. I mean, it's so simple. It's just this, feed it out. Probably split it? I don't know what I want to do. I hit the X button. C button or X button? X. So I can go there. I need to not stay under that because I think I get squashed. But the train made it, which is good. Wait, is this a normal train? It is, okay. Forgot that it was so simple compared to the space elevator stuff. I don't know if I need these. There's reasons that I pick up items. I know why I had the trains, those make sense to me. I know I had that. I don't know why I had the laser turrets. I must have picked up this, yes. So, I have enough productivity modules, I just need some centrifuges. And that's it. Yes, indeed. So, I have all that space. I'll process the uranium, it'll be better. I'll need to set up a... rail loading system so that I can ship uranium to space. Which means this is the perfect time to do this. The uranium otherwise will not need to go on a train right now. So it should be fine. Okay, it should be fine to design here. Didn't need the space. Basic 1, 2, 3, 4 outputs. Might as well make use of them. Probably don't need that many centrifuges, but I can rely on this to do math for me. Overx enrichment calls for a lot of those if I want 90 per minute. That's just the enrichment process. There. Maybe that's the one? Don't know why that's the one. That doesn't exist. Is it a byproduct of one of these recipes? Oh yeah, it's a byproduct. No, it's not a byproduct of that. Oh, it's the, core fragment thing. Okay. That makes sense. A little weird, but it makes sense. I want... 1,000 of those to match. This shouldn't be in space. I should delete this. This calls for 232, so say 500, whatever, as a goal. I think it should be. Simple enough. I should really be trying to look into the higher tier modules for a few things. Not for most, but for specific setup. 4,300, 3.5, 500. I mean, 24 divided by 4. I can even round it down because I only need 24 total. So 6 per train car. Okay, that's fine. So, I mean, it might not work because this might be a little weird, but I can never remember which side these output to. Okay, that's correct. Good. These should be fine. Should probably get as much space as I can get. Just leave loading. Leave a nice loading zone. So that is poorly estimated. Replace this. So that's in the way, as always. And I'm just gonna do that, because that's good enough. So, I wish my scroll wheel worked better. So, space-wise, can't fit it on both sides. I can't fit both within a row. And this particular one's in the way now. That's fine. I could have all of these on one side, and they can then output there. That's fine. Seems like it should work. I'm gonna need more centrifuges, but it should provide me with way more uranium than I need. Until maybe I mean, I probably won't need to scale up nuclear power. Oops. On an amount that would impact this before I get other better power sources. like using heat rays to transfer energy from solar powers, or not even that, just relying on solar panels in space that aren't building because I'm using a bad RoboPort setup that I need to fix. The fact that this RoboPort is built, it's kind of odd to me. That I will need to fix, but that power ships down from space elevators, so I don't even need to worry. And if I just make a bunch of those, I can power all of this off of solar. But that's boring. I do think most of my power on Novus does come from solar. Yeah. It's a bit silly. It's a correct one. So. Simple. I'm not going to press any buttons. These are these. I run here. Supposedly, I don't need more than a small fraction of a belt. So if I bottleneck it, it's not a big issue. Creating a bottleneck just because I can is, I don't know, a bad approach. Well, I bet it's actually not going to fulfill the belt anyway, so it doesn't matter. This can fill a chest restricted to... I can't restrict that in the way I want to. I guess I should just use a provider. Which I don't have near me. And I can't steal that one. Poor decision making. And I'm gonna get more centrifuges while I'm down here. Excellent decision making. How's this going? That's good. How's this going? Not great. I guess does mean... Oh no, the better productivities need bioscience. I can't even think about that yet. I want to do one more tier of material first. And I'm lost in trying to locate what I'm missing. Is in the top left. Let's limit that to 60. Very calm. Oh. Swarm explosions in orbit? Yes. Because... might be shipping too many bots to space. I should go one down. It can't though. Can it? Oh, it does. Cool. It doesn't go by rail placement. Excellent. So, do I want to do it the same way? Or should I change it? This loop, there's no reason to change this loop. Because the function is found. So mostly, do I want to... I probably should just feed it back in this way. It's just simpler. I have to decide. Based on the Covarex enrichment that I probably deleted, I need a bunch of these. Oh, wait. Let's do that before it's too late. Okay, that seems acceptable. Okay. Collecting smoothly. This side will be a new beacon, which will have to be placed somewhere hereabouts. These produce 0.34 per second and 0.0 the other type. Excellent numbers. Always fun, but this will... Yes, we'll grab the weak uranium. Feed it into a chain of these that I'm going to have to decide how I want it to work. I'll run it. Oh, that won't work. 11, 12, 13. I think I needed 24. If not, there's no real harm in having some extras. So I really like the idea. Being able to loop it. Create a ring in the center. And this will all go around, instead of it being sort of a weird self-contained loop there. This... I need to remember how I want this to go. I think I can have it end there, and that's fine. I hope this is functional with productivity. It should be. That should be fine. Now I need to get output and a little bit of management. So, first things first, each of these needs output, input in the correct order. Which doesn't work here because it's not space. And I actually didn't consider the left side, so I messed that up already, but... This will have to shift up a touch. Down a touch. This might have troubles on a corner. Particularly this one, I hope not. Flip. It was correct, you know. Oh. Hello. That's not nicely symmetrical. Hope you're doing well today. Having a nice day. Let's place that. Okie dokie. Let's see if this works properly. Very simple. It shouldn't go wrong. Okay. I will need a bunch of seed uranium. That's gonna stay there. Because I'm running low on uranium, it's a problem. Yeah, that should be enough to get all started. That will get cycled, which is not how it should go, but... Okay, they use how tree goes, fine. I just have to make sure that these are not broken in any way, and then I can need this to run. Eventually. I'm actually missing a spot. We need to copy this bit. Oops, I didn't mean to cut that. I pressed the wrong button. Go up here so that I can sort it out. Not break anything. And probably just do that. Replace the speed with productivities, and I can get to work on their science for a little bit. That should produce eventually. Excess will flow here, which actually this should be upstream from the chest, so I actually can't put it here. Didn't really leave myself space for this. See there, this can move there, it should be fine now. So that should produce, these should be stable enough. That's, oh yeah, that's a flaw, because I should have this uranium running the other way, so that these get fed first. It shouldn't matter. They should feed themselves. They shouldn't be reliant on being fed uranium from other parts of the loop. I have to make sure the corner doesn't have a problem. Then I can look at scientific progress. Cool, works. Excellent. Might need faster output. Or I just control this. Read contents. Uranium 235 less than 20,000. I should also control... No, did I say 235? It is 238 that I set, right? Good. This shouldn't get extra 235, so it should never fill up with 235, so it should be fine. Nice and safe. This is filling up faster than it's going out, which is to be expected. Okay, that's fine. So how is my Covarex going? Oh, that's the first time this place has had issues, which must indicate change. New groups of lighters. And expanding clouds of pollution. I thought I cleared this section. Maybe I didn't and they were just out of range and now they've spread in. I thought it was just, worms left. A lot of bugs from just a couple nests, though. Quite impressive. I guess I'm feeding them a lot of pollution. And they just sort of, you know, grow from that. Oh, these are coming from somewhere. They must just be delayed. That doesn't look like that should be connected. And they're going around the top. Okay. They're angry. We need to clear the pollution so otherwise can't see anything. Yeah, that bottom bit should be safe. Which means that being attacked is kind of funny. I had progress to make over here. Okay. And it isn't... I put it just out of range? Remarkable. Impressive, almost. This should get built. Except that my construction bots are a little occupied. They're not. I guess I don't have enough concrete to keep them occupied. I don't craft it fast enough. But, before I get to what I was going to do, uranium. Ah, 1 hour, 10 minutes. Ores being produced reasonably. My 235 production has spiked, which is good. 100 a minute is, I think, what I want for space science. I don't have space 3 listed yet. Or material 3. This calls for insights. This calls for uranium. Oh, hello. Very small amount of uranium. I thought it needed way more. How are you today? Hope it's a good day. Okay. Most of this is easy to get to space. The material testing packs I'm already shipping via train. I don't have explosives in space because I don't need to blow anything up in space, but I need to change that. I don't think the bearings are going to space yet. I could set up a space elevator for stuff like lubricant soon. And it wouldn't be that bad. It'll be a separate design entirely from my physical item trains. It should work okay. Bullets need to be shipped. Bullets, explosives, lubricant. Weird. Yes. Anaplectids. I don't know many insect categories. But I also need to do something about my stone. Yeah. I missed a spot. It's kind of good to have an undersupply of stone sometimes. Helps you spot where you missed stuff. That's kind of interesting. Like, mantids presumably includes, you know, mantises. It's surprising that they're related to Well, it's not surprising because biology is weird, but it's not what I would expect to be related to. I should add something there. To be related to cockroaches. They seem very, oh, I already did, cool. Mantises are very much, I don't know, squishier than like the reputation cockroaches have, though cockroaches are pretty easy to squish. It's like cockroaches have something where I believe there's something about contact between cockroaches helps them grow or something like that. I don't really know the science, but where mantises seem much more, you know, ooh, I'll eat you. Which might be unfair. Maybe when it's not their mate and whatever, they don't eat other mantises. This is such a bad design. It's such a fundamentally flawed design. But shipping stuff to space is currently the most important point of progress that I can make. So I need to think, where would be a good place to ship fluids? This is where I'm... Oops, I don't know what button I pushed there. Oh. I didn't know you could do that. If I click here, it goes to there. Oh, is that just a side effect of the remote view, maybe? Opening that goes to the map here, but if I'm in the remote view on 2, clicking here would go to where I already am, but I can't, so it just treats it as a different... Weird. Useful to know, but weird. I mean, I can still just fire these into space, but this is where I want to expand stuff that's just bot-based crafting. It's a lot of ion stream. I forgot that I'd set that up, which means this is where I'm doing spaceships. That space is already taken. I could rip out all this stuff. I don't really need it anymore. And I have a bunch of fluids already in the area. An option. Don't think it's the right choice. Oh, I need to get this shipping. Compressing it, shipping it. Stuff that I should improve. Oh, that's full, that's good. I figured this would be a problem. I need to make a new blueprint because I messed up. Okay. Okay. Fresh blueprint. That's there. If I put that within craftable range because I can't see the AoE if I don't have the item built. Or I do this. Copy that and design based on this. Flat. I can't see it still because that's just how it works. Oh, that's unfortunate. It's always just not quite nice. But I do need to include this, which does impose unavoidable limitations. does make things a little different if it can't be centered in a nice way. I probably should keep that up a bit. How do I want this to work? Looks I can do this. I'm really bad at making stuff that's just big squares that tile properly. Mostly because it's not really complicated, it's just kind of drawing a bunch of squares and getting it precise. There's probably a perfect answer because it's such a simple problem that's a lot easier for there to be a singular answer. Oops. If I put it, I guess if I just accept extreme overlap, I guess I could just do that. In which case, that is 2, and it doesn't line up nicely. Because I should shift the whole thing a little inwards. Vertical slice is awkward, but I mean, one of those kind of neat thoughts I think of, like, everything that is alive now is part of a sustained group of animals dating back to, you know, the start of living creatures. Too far. It's just the specific side varieties. Well, no, it's like mostly just I think it's interesting how it can be kind of interesting how things are viewed. I'm trying to figure out how I'm gonna place this. I don't know if that's the correct spacing, but space solar. It's just the different subgroups lasting a long time is like what is, I guess, surprising. Oh, it's gonna look terrible. I should hit control, whatever, I'm gonna live with it. Okay, that's gonna be the start of solar. Yeah, things can be related to whatever. I don't know why this is here. I'm confused, but solar panels are expanding. time to focus for a minute, figure out what I need to set up for this. Heavy bearings I can probably just put on one of these temporarily, just to get it moving. I want 2. Material science doesn't need to be shipped. Explosives 36. Explosives 36. Bullets, I'm gonna round up to 15 because I'm assuming it wasn't 14.0 even though I said that. Well, it's not called a bullet. It's a magazine? Yes. 16. If you can look far enough back, there's probably a lot of things that can travel or can be very distinct or merge into something different. Like, yeah, back to roaches and mantids. It is, I think, a very interesting... My favorite animal... Okay, I do have some girders. I might need more, but... that's fine. My favorite animal, like, oh, they're weirdly related or unrelated, is pangolins, and how they're not particularly closely related to anteaters, despite looking very similar. And covered in, like, armor, but... they're more like... I think they're more closely related to, like, wolves and stuff. Evolution is funny. Beryllium is short. Am I out of beryllium on the planet? Yes, I am. Boop. That needs to stop being manual. I need to get to work fixing that. I'm doing the space stuff remotely, so if I start flying over to the beryllium planet, I should be able to keep doing what I need to do during the relatively long trip. Okay. Go and get to work on the science. Oh, that's unfortunate. I guess I was mostly just talking about how pangolins are cool in the way they're pretty unrelated to the similar in appearance anteater. This was working better than I thought. It does empty that very quickly now that I actually have bots to grab stuff. Probably would benefit from superchargers in a few more areas. Probably would benefit from actually sorting this stuff a bit more, but I think it's fine for now. I think I need to tune my request down a bit, because the population of bots is now at 5,000. That's way too many. Yeah, I know about convergent evolution. It's just kind of... it's always fun when it's something... like... wings in bats versus wings in birds. It's... less... I don't know, that's kind of less interesting than things that are already very similar. I don't know, it's kind of a weird distinction in my mind. That, like, something that's more more closely related to wolves looking like anteaters because that shape is beneficial in whichever way for their life is interesting. Blank data cards are bad because I should ship data cards. I have a slot. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is blank data cards, which I can't do right now because I don't have a station, but blank data. That's not what they're actually called, though. Rough data storage substrate. Rough data storage. I should be using the images. That's a really long name. Especially because that should also include pickup. Oh wait, I am using the icons, aren't I? I forgot my system. And I'd actually set that up already. Wow. Shocking. Hard to imagine what happens when it's been a week. Clearly put this in the wrong spot though. 3 trains, 3 trains. This is good. Drop off. I'm gonna figure out how I can do a train station for that later. It's just, it's fun how unrelated species get to, like, oh, they have the same problem from a different starting point. It's kind of neat. I wonder which came first. Okay. So I need a material, 2 mechanical facilities, a thermodynamics, and a radiation. 2 mechanicals, a thermodynamics, and a radiation. This one is friction and ballistic. I don't think I have the research. I don't. Interesting. I didn't get around to actually researching it. That could be a problem for a bit. Well, that's probably it. Figuring out tail pinches is, I think, difficult. Because I don't even know... Like, I don't know if earwigs are well known. Why they have the tail pinchers? It might be known, but like... It's one of the weirder... bug components. Why is my research not moving? What is the sticking point? Material 1, material 2. I'm missing material 2. Why is it not doing anything? Something, it feels... Okay, entanglement data is underproducing for sure. Except that's not material. Material's down here. Material short on 1s. Material 1 is short on significant data. Significant data is short on material insights. Material insights are not produced here anymore. Here. Short on broad material. Broad material is short on corrosion. Corrosion's probably short on glass? No, it's blank data. Really need this blank data. Which means that I should be working on the data substrate stuff. Guess I can just build a station. Pick a spot. Maybe here and build a station. Wait, I'm using blueprints. There was at the entrance that I just put down. That's the entrance and I did that poorly. Because that's where the exit needs to be. Oh, this is gonna go poorly. Because of the two-tile train nightmare. That'll connect fine now. Give me the better power. That will die, won't have enough power, that'll be fine. This is still gonna have problems because I need the entrance and it's not gonna line up nicely and it's gonna be really bad. Because this turn-off area is not needed anymore, so it doesn't matter. Okay. Excellent. That area is dead, so I don't need to worry. Have fun researching. I'm gonna add a couple extra of these, and this station needed to produce rough data substrate. Let's say 2,000. Because I assume that will be excessive, but it doesn't. I mean, I don't think I have the iron supply for 2,000 per minute. If I cut it into a quarter, 500 per minute, that should be fine. It should be more than enough. Rough data. Yeah, it caps at 330 per hour. So maybe if I go, maybe I go for 1,000 for a little bit of safety. Too many buttons to push. 1,000 should be enough, I hope, for the rest of beam, but maybe once I hit the level 4 it would be a problem. I don't think I have the iron supply, which means that I will need to get another source of iron. There's a lot of stuff. It's easy, it's only 2 inputs and 2 outputs. Which is 1, 2, 3, 4, same as that. I want them close together at all. Just give it space. Really not ideal. These should be closer together. There, give me power supply. Somewhere around here, and that should be good to go eventually, but not in a rush. Current focus is this. It's starting as legs, becoming other components. Seems weirdly common. Okay. So, I need to remember how this works. This is water, which, for this system here, water is a net gain. I just need to add water at the start. And then it will boil off excess. Right there. Do I want to build this here? It's not bad. I can feed this to the left. I'd move this up, but... Ooh. This is something I can address. I need more of this ore. And I happened to set up a train station, sort of. No, set up mining for that. Didn't have a station, it's just running over here. But if I build a station now, it's a good thing to do on here. This is the design. I guess I should check. Yeah, I mean, it calls for 3 belts of input. I probably need either another station entirely, or I need the stations to have a backlog of... Needs to be a bigger train. Needs a second train to sit there so that it cycles better. Or not. No, I just need to make sure I don't do this. As long as I have enough chests, it should be fine as a buffer, but I need to have it actually distribute properly, unlike what I'm doing here. Because this causes the train to sit here doing nothing for far too long. Which is bad design. Fantastically bad design. Introducing needless waste. This is now gonna siphon from that, which is gonna cause a problem short term, but copy this, flip it. That's not right. If I copy this, I have to rotate it. Flipping it does not work. I mean, is there any... I don't know enough about specifics, but any sort of... Given enough time, things can evolve into crazy things, obviously, so like... What would make it so that a specific group of bugs couldn't have legs, become weird, tail, pincers, they're not tails, but... Oh, God, I was too far away, so I didn't replace, okay. I hate how rail works sometimes. Or how tracks place. I really do wish that they be a little less limited. But this is input here. What is the splitter for? The splitter shouldn't be for this, because I shouldn't be splitting anything. Is the splitter for up here? No, that's coming from the right. Why did I put splitter here? Maybe to input 4 things and try to just split them and balance it a bit. That might be the only logic I can think of. That seems lacking. Let's misplace that. One too far away. So confused by my decision making on that. Very lost. The upper one should cut to here. And I misaligned it, as is often the case. 1, 2. 3, 4. Excellent. 1, 2, 3, 4. I declare thumb war and all that, but I wonder if anybody in the history of, I don't know, kids caring about thumb wars and whatnot actually did use that to declare a thumb war and not just as a countdown after having already said, hey, let's have a thumb war. Oop, that didn't line up properly. Oops, I don't want to. There. But I guess once you can plan a war and then declare the war has started now, it makes sense, but a weird little rhyme. There, perfect. Which bugs don't get. They get kind of big. Okay, now I need sulfuric acid piping in down at the bottom, which is convenient because I have sulfuric acid here, which is fed from here. I don't know what the official biggest, well, there's probably no official biggest bug, because bug is not, like, a proper term, I believe. It's kind of a catch-all sort of thing, I think, but I wonder what the biggest bug is. The only thing I can think of is, like, the dinner plate spider. But that might not be the biggest. I guess I need to add some of these. It's also kind of if ocean things are counted as bugs. And that's not connected because that's my water supply. Huh? Oh. No, that's fine. These are backwards. Why are these backwards? Why were these set up where they were? Very confusing to me. Now this is all flooded. Excellent. I don't know why I left it the way I did, but it was a mistake. Oops, can't do that. Need a pump. Pump all the sulfuric acid out of the pipes. Probably killed anything that could be living in them. Excellent. I don't know what the biggest Monster Hunter bugs are. They're probably variable from game to game even. Like Celtis Queen. Oh, this is not right. Celtis Queen is definitely too big. Why is this so? I guess it's just slow because it's slow. Okay, that's fixed. Don't really want to delete all that. Why was this built? I guess I never updated my pipes here, huh? This is supposed to go there. Must not have changed the design appropriately. I won't connect that yet. It'll look better this way, and it's gonna let me empty this out, kind of, but not really. Start producing water, and everything starts moving except for the stuff that needs cryonite. That's fine. Okay. But I don't know. I got sick of generations before I bought Atalka, but was the bug itself huge? Or the, insect itself huge, or was it going to fix this? Or was it like in something that made it bigger? Do I split it here, or do I just... I think I just split it here. Run it across the top. You feed it into there, running it across about here should be fine, so just below these. Perfectly fine. It's not gonna run because I don't have everything I need. Oh, yes. I didn't plan how I'm going to supply Pyrotheum. Not difficult. I just have to decide. And it's probably going to be... I've already did that, let's do this. Like that. Pyrotheum will flow along the bottom here. Applied on the left. Pyrotheum, I only need one chemical plant, and I don't have any, but I should in my ship. I mean, the realistic version would be based on a game, but I mean, I'm generally aware of Atalka in Gen U as like, maze mech creature. Maze might not be the right word. looking for something. That never got built. I'm looking for what I'm looking for. My ship. My ship is over here. Do I have chemical plants? Should, I think. Because they're a fairly universal building. Pyrotheum, heal some sand, and Quester chest. Don't have any of these prepared. Which isn't a problem. That should be fine. I might not need that. This will produce pyroflux, not pyrotheum. Pyrotheum is what? Craig Tech New Horizons, I guess. Water's fine. These need to run to get water to keep those running. Yeah. Oh. Yeah, Weta is a fun bug because it's just weird. They're pretty freaky looking. I mean, most bugs are freaky looking if they're zoomed in enough. Okay. Does this run correctly? No, because I didn't set these yet. And I didn't speed module them. Wrong tier of speed module. And I didn't put inputs, and I didn't put outputs. Flip it horizontally. Okay. Why did I not connect that? Because that's here. Okay. Why did I not do this with proper symmetry? That's weird. Okay, that should be fine. That was a weird flash. This is undersupplied because it doesn't have enough sand. This is probably best. What am I doing here? Oh, I placed it one closer. How? I'm just confusing myself. I need to make sure the sand is somewhat even. I didn't set up a fail-safe. I didn't set up anything for excess sand yet, but it's not the current issue. The current issue is I didn't put outputs. What is this? Pyrotheum. Oh, I was gonna feed the pyrotheum from the top, wasn't I? Okay. That's logical. I guess there are some... I never picture beetles, but I guess, yeah. Big beetles are probably bigger by, like, mass as opposed to just sort of how big they would be if they were on your face. Ooh, should I link these? Probably. Just to provide... that might be bad. It might be bad to link those. Because the sand is not shared between both sides, so it could run into some sort of issue. And there should be excess sand, shouldn't there? 515, yeah, where... No, it is calling for an input of sand. Okay. It is sand negative. Which this should be sand positive, which means that I probably should add some chests. And that should supplement the missing sand. And it should be fine. I hope. Water is fine. Yeah, I mean, I think beetles, they would hurt from impact, and then the legs being all built to, you know, grip onto branches and stuff would make it hurt if they grabbed you. And it would just be kind of... I think bugs are just kind of gross in general. This may be unfair to bugs, but... Guess I could control... this. Sand is less than, like, 2. And this is read contents. That should not take away sand. These should run smoothly, which means my production of beryllium should now be much better. Beryllium. Well, it's not a good sample size yet, but it's at least doubled, hopefully. Nope, it has not improved at all. Because I don't have enough ore? No. Why is it still slower than it should be? 18 casting machines. 18 casting machines. Something is running slow. These are all running at full speed. Right now. Why would this be slow? Still about 100 to 140. It should be able to approach 200. Yet, despite no limitation, they're way under. Maybe I'm looking at it wrong. And it's just the average and I'm disregarding it. Oh yeah. There's lots of... These beetles are very interesting. It's kind of interesting. It's kind of neat that, like, rhinoceros beetles and these very large beetles do exist. I don't think there's any that live... I don't think they live anywhere near me. Maybe they do, and they just live in forests, and I just don't walk in forests all that often, but... I know they're in, like, East Asia. Some varieties. Okay, this needs to be addressed. Pretty sure the limitation on this is fully that. Which means if I can make... I could just put another train station here. Just replace another station entirely and just feed another thing that way. It's the easiest solution by far. Instead of building another station entirely. Really should do this more. Might not have the train components with me, but it should let me feed in this item, which will be awkward to supply. Fine, that's weird. There. Bam. That feeds in here, and that's fine. Excellent. Like, it's a lot of stuff would have to go in exactly a specific way for any realistic creature to evolve into a fictional creature. It's kind of a lot of stuff would have to work in a specific way. Okay, what? Okay, I'm short on water? I shouldn't be. Unless... No, that's linked correctly. Why am I short on water? This is why it's running slow, but why? Because it's low power, because this entire... I never think about it. Don't have enough power supply on this planet. I always forget about that. Because normally, if you just live on Novus, you don't really have to worry about suddenly you're on a planet with actual power limitations. I think I just wait and come back here once I have material 3, because this will speed up my beryllium process, and that's fine. Once I have material 3, I can shoot energy beams, and power will be solved. I hope. So, I'll do what I do best and forget about it. Goodbye, planet. Have a nice life. I should have brought a space elevator with me here, but... Oh yeah. Okay. Now that I'm traveling again... So. I'm crafting. I have 2 outputs. 2 inputs. Outputs are scrap and 3 long train for pickup, which means that I'll need to make a new naming. This will be called different icon. This is for data substrate. Rough data substrate pickup 3. Train limit 1. Boom. This will be generic pickup that I shouldn't enable yet. This will be a specific drop off for iron. which I already have in the drop down. I should also have glass in the drop down. No. Oh, good. Pretty sure I have glass in the system. I don't. Why? I'm making glass here. Oh, yeah. I just never turned it into a station. Damn. Happy trains. I'm short on trains. I really wish I could automate adding new trains to the system. It might be possible. With just space exploration. Definitely possible with other mods. Because it'd be a weird mod to not exist somewhere. Oh, why? Oh, these are so slow because they're all occupied. Oh. I need more of those than I thought. Unless this is going to depot, it's not. Wow. I need more trains. I bet there's a train sitting at a station doing nothing, and that's why I need so many more. Guess my construction bots are busier than I thought. Weird. Maybe. No, there's not that many. Why are there no bots up there? Or why are they occupied? Oh, because they have that separate construction, not logistics. Okay. We know it is construction bots that I need. Why are they not upkept? Weird. Okay, oh, did I break anything? No, good. Okay, only one... Still no item trains in the depot. Something is wrong. I just added 8 new trains. Why? Eight new trains. Maybe I still have more trains just sitting around than I thought. I haven't added that many physical, like, items. I've added fluid points, but not items. Ooh, is that connected? Yes, it is. Good. Oh, I should probably link that. None of these are hooked up to the network, because these are all special trains, which are 3 long. I don't know why. It is the way it is. I'm gonna check this real quick. Yeah, it's going well. The beryllium is not going great because it's limited by power supply, which is still surprising to me. So I've got both items supplied. This will be a pickup for scrap, which I will, or will it be a pickup for scrap, or will I just cycle it all on the site? I'll have to decide. So I'm gonna craft, not material testing packs, I'm crafting the item that is for some reason not categorized properly. Here? This one, yes. 8 assembling machines. Not a lot. I guess I can just do 2 per. Which might not fit perfectly, but... Probably did this wrong already. Keep that there to test. That will run up. It is actually perfect, seemingly. 1, 2, 3. That's cool. I don't have any outputs, which doesn't really work if I need to scale this up, but it lined up better than I expected. But... oh. Wait, why is it not grabbing? Oh, they're actually smart enough. I'm surprised. They don't grab, but if I have nothing here, they still grab. Interesting. That's weirdly specific. Look, it does place on the right side, which means these need to flip. Which means this needs to shift over 1. Nifty. I mean, spiders can kind of use their legs to, you know, wrap flies and stuff in their silk, I think. It's like them doing more diverse things with their legs doesn't seem unimaginable. You know what? I'm silly. You actually do need space to input items into assemblers. I don't know why that slipped my mind for some reason. I guess let's do 2 on each side. Go on that side and then input like that. I need 2 items, so I'm gonna have to merge these somehow. Did I? Good. Productivity. Put a beacon down. And there are 2 outputs, so I will need to manage that. I could just merge these better. I could shift. Change it to go that sort of way. Stuff I could do. Don't crush my buildings. Anchor. And now it's easier to build stuff. There's only 3,000 missing concrete that's not consistent, because some of it's out of the zone. Why does it fluctuate between 2,995 and 3,000? Weird. Okay, these will go. I'll have to merge these. The merging's easy. I have to just do it further down. It's the scrap I want to deal with. At least it's not contaminated scrap. That would be more annoying. Nope, I need the opposite. These will be the opposite of that. which means that my way of doing this is always silly. So. I didn't put a buffer chest. Which I would regret not having. Sometimes I just forget the fundamentals for no reason. Don't know why I built it the way I did. Should be fine. Okay, that's better. I didn't actually check my necessary item supply. I mostly just made assumptions. Yeah, I'm fine. So, both of these need to go downwards. There is an option that I could underground belt and change the inputs. Easy choice will be not that. Merge these here. Don't have space, so these have to run up. They're low enough through that I can probably use. I can use space underground if I could find where I have them stored, or just steal them from space. Much simpler. This needs to be dealt with. Space undergrounds should be up here. Let's change this to the other type of. These need to be undergrounds now, because I have too many of those. Underground belt. And I misclicked because I accidentally bumped into a cord. Okay, that should be enough. Should be enough belts. Yeah, I could drop some supercharges in space, but it'd be slow. These are grabbing, which is fine. They're not actually being delivered in a way that makes this meaningful. Ditch that. Don't know why that's in my inventory. Ah, yes, they were on the floor. Very odd as always. Steel, I'm looking for... way down there. I'm lost. Probably just destroy the scrap here by turning it into ground replacement that I forget the name of. But this will go that way and then turn left or right, which is better. One will go left, one will go right. I think the garbage going to the right will look better. For a completely arbitrary reason. Actually, half of these could just go directly onto the belt to occupy both sides. And I don't know how fast the recycler works. The recycler works incredibly fast. It's also not called a recycler, but it's not particularly important. That's one too high. Landfill. Input garbage. Temporarily output garbage into a passive provider that will eventually mean it'll eventually be run into a train, but not right now. Two of these. Oh, it's backwards now. Even if I split it will always be on the left side, which means that if I want it to be balanced, I need to deal with it manually. This supplies, I guess, this one, which will probably run here. Where I can simply split. And oh, I'm splitting it as 3. This is fine. And I forgot the buffer chest. Almost. There, that's fine. I'm a beacon, that's why it's so slow. I mean, it's still gonna be slow, I think. Oh, no, that's actually pretty fast. This should be helpful. It will hopefully surpass. It'd be really funny if you could add productivity to that. Ooh, maybe I should just. I never use efficiency, but dumping some efficiency in that just because the power drain doesn't really matter. I'm lost. Here's where I want to go. Reducing the power drain is kind of meaningless, but it's funny to me. Given that in this context it doesn't really matter. Should only be one that matters, so I only need a single one. Yeah, I don't think any beyond the first. Oh no, because of the beacon that's hitting it, that doesn't need to be. Minus 20% pollution. Where's power draw? Power draw is, yeah, 3.33 kilowatt. Plus 20 kilowatts minus 80% equals the limit. Yeah. That is limited with just a single efficiency module because it is meant to offset other stuff, but I don't have other stuff to offset because it's already going as fast as it needs to be. How is my rough? 750. Perfect. It added 500 to my total. Excellent. Which doesn't really work because that other production's not getting on trains, and I'm not going to be shipping this via rocket ship soon. That other crafting will not matter. But that's neither here nor there. This is working. Ah, it's wonderful. Very happy about that. And this blue from all of the cued concrete really messes with my focus and recognizing where I am in my base. Because it messes with, I guess, pattern recognition and whatnot. That's pretty funny. Yeah, none of this is familiar, and it is bright blue, which to me draws the eye more than most of the buildings on top of it. Don't know some of that. Okay. Current one is here. Build a train. What do I want to do? I think I start from... Ooh. I don't think those are labeled consistently. Yes, and then a group name to it. Okay, that's why. This should be called item train iron train, which it's only gonna have one, but so start with iron train. To copy that, then change the name to the rough data storage substrate train, which updates this one, leaves the other one fine. Gives me easier stuff to work off of. Rough data storage substrate, pick up 3, full cargo inventory. Clear that. Base. Rough data stuff, all locomotives fully fueled. And empty cargo. Boom. Now it can be set to automatic once it has fuel, which it does not have because this is not placed properly at everything, even though it really should be. Yeah. The sounds can get very... Sometimes they are very nice to just sort of listen to. Sometimes it's a bit hectic, but it is very strong. Okay. I don't have fuel in my inventory, so I can't do anything here but steal this other chest and turn this on and follow it to make sure it's working. Oh, so that needs to be fixed. I need more signals to separate that because it was reading a train that was there. That's not right. Now it's filling up on rough data storage, which I don't know if it will actually fill up because I don't think I've made enough yet. But I didn't bring enough locomotives to set up the one going to space yet, so I can go back up. There's a lot of sounds and visuals in Factorio that are wonderful. Really like the robot. Moving in waves. Grabbing all your junk. I flew too far. Grabbing all your junk and moving it around. Ooh. These actually fill up? They did. This isn't full though, so something is wrong. What's wrong is that I didn't include this. Oops, undo that. Wrong button. Why does this grab the scraps if this is full? Yes, okay, that's fine. Missed a step. Wow, build up quickly. It's not surprising, but also this is not set up right, because that chest is gonna not supply anything to this crafting. And I don't have a requested chest. Sometimes fighting the bots is a bit annoying. Trash unrequested so that it stops doing that. This doesn't need to be sped up. Full productivity. Wonderful. Yeah, it's a little silly though, the way I set this up. These could be using the belts better. But now iron up here, which actually does need inputs. And there's the fuel cells. Everything should be fine, and I can get undistracted. Bam. Then build the ship. The ship. What makes something a ship? I don't know. Some rich, I don't know, aristocrat in the early 1900s, I think, had a car that they called a land yacht. The yacht is generally a ship. It's a bit goofy. Okay, so based off elevator train, rename it right away so don't forget. Rough data storage. Bam. I can't... Oh, I can keep the space elevator ones if I do it this way properly. Good. I can't set up the drop-off until it goes into space, which is kind of annoying. Unless there's a secret way. Space blank pickup. Why is that the only one that it can... Oh! Because of how this is a disconnect, the trains that I place in their spots can't detect these other places that eventually they would be able to go to. That's helpful. Makes it a little simpler when picking locations. It has its issues, but the fact that I can't change this stop. So it'll go to the space elevator and then just sort of freeze. And cause... it might cause a crash. I don't know if they can detect if there's a train on the other side of the space elevator. I would hope so, but... I don't know. Ah, yes, I had nothing blocking that side, so anything crossing there cuts down the train flow all the way down. Which would eventually cause delays. Not exceptionally meaningful delays, but avoidable delays. This is not fast enough for my liking. But this is 12,000... Nope. 1,200. No. Yeah. 1,000... Yeah, 4,000. 12,000 rough data storage. This isn't right. How does this one have so much more? Because I'm not splitting properly. Yes. It doesn't matter long term, because the supply will balance overall, but this does get twice the supply because I forgot that I need to split it better if I want it to actually be balanced. Just wasn't thinking. But it causes no problems for this specific context. Those are actually really well split. Okay, that will work. It'll get to here. I have to keep an eye on this because if I'm gonna write it so that I will notice. If I let that run and it gets stopped in space, it might cause traffic jams. And I don't want that. Oops. Cancel? Whatever. I don't think I've made any iron ingots in a really long time. I haven't made any in the last, like, 50 hours. And I just have had enough because of making a bunch at once. For research is the only use case right now. I haven't made it in over 2 days of game time. Nifty. I'm very surprised by that. So, this is working. It's gonna do stuff in space. Space was limited by the fact that I don't have research. Research was limited by the fact that I don't have... Well, I didn't have enough blank data. And I still don't. Because this is what I need. It's just... It should be operating at the intended speed. It's just way slower than I thought it. Yeah. I guess 500 divided by 3 is only 160? Yeah, 170 per minute per these, which means it takes like half an hour-ish. 20 to 30 minutes to fill the whole thing. Which is not very quick when you're sitting there waiting for it, which is not what you should ever be doing. So things that I can address. My steel does not look okay. And I feel like I need to look into that. I just need to keep an eye on that. Could I could maybe set a signal where if the station becomes unoccupied, it will alert me. That'd be really obnoxious. Okay, is anything broken here? Yes. I have no pyroflux. Why is this not keeping up? It should keep up, but it didn't. What changed? I must have beaconed it with big beacons, so it processes it faster. Because it processes it faster, it goes through more pyroflux, so my production of pyroflux doesn't keep up. That makes sense. Okay, that oil's fine. And I was going to scale up my production, but do I even need to? It's probably good long term, but the easiest solution is to set up chemical plants to produce pyroflux. Don't really need to, I think, but don't need to put them apart either. It's silly. Purely for weird aesthetic reasons. So, pyroflux. 2 inputs. Both painless, but I want the pyroflux to be limited by the amount in the system. Are these within a beacon range? No. Don't necessarily need to beacon them, but if I beacon it now, I won't have to think about beaconing it later. So. Why is this guy giving me an aeroframe scaffold? That's confusing. But these need to be controlled by pyroflux in the system, which means they need to be linked to a tank. These only turn on if pyroflux is less than 2000. These shouldn't do anything most of the time, but it should supplement. I mean, I could have put these over there and it would look better, but it should supplement as needed. This looks bad. I probably should have placed these closer together. There's no reason for it to be this way, but anyway, that's happy. That won't stop running again, and my steel won't die. Still might run into issues, but it won't die. It sort of brings me the idea that maybe I should be using pyroflux for all my ingots now that I can just easily supply the vulcanite remotely. No, this is not right. I guess I'll wait until I have spaceships flying back and forth instead of doing cargo rockets, because cargo rockets are obnoxious. That's never gonna do anything. It's always just gonna sit there as a planned thing that's just never gonna happen. Okay, I probably remove data storage substrate from the list soon. I really need to ship copper into space. I set that up partially, didn't I? At the I guess I should just look on the map. Copper here, pick up 3. Yeah, okay. It is built, and I can connect it to the system. Which... Okay, turn this to 2 and 8 and 0. Once those get delivered, I can set it up. Keep the space belts. Those are there, which is goofy. So, quick check. Brilliant is doing fine. Base is still limited by this. Has this delivered yet? No. I should have about 8 or 9 minutes? Okay. 10, 13. I could even set a timer and see how close I was, but... Okay. I can stay near here while I do stuff remotely for a bit. Oh, unless I already got my trains delivered. No. Oops. Misclick. Please deliver the trains. I do the locomotives. They're the more important step. Because it's the more setup. Set. This will be copper train. Copper pickup. Full cargo. Base copper drop off. Full fuel, full cargo. Or empty cargo. Good thing I'm paying attention. Full fuel, empty cargo. Bam. Super quick. Again, limited by the fact that I keep forgetting. I should probably... So that's one to the right. There, there. I should really just get the bots to work ahead of me, instead of leaving me in a state where I have to wait for them to catch up. That's not right, but I'm gonna live with it. Oh, you can actually line up the same on this side because it's fine. I shouldn't think about it. Don't let it bother me too much. I could have just clicked copper from the list down below. Head station, space copper pickup. Full locomotives fueled. Right is correct. Oh, I'm glad I actually did pick the correct side, because I hate having to set up the space elevator on top of the drop-off step. I have about 6 more minutes, I think. There's a few flaws with the space elevator system. Oops, that did not line up properly. Oh, I'm bad at math. This is supposed to be 6, not 8. Well, it's not actually being bad at math, it's forgetting what I'm doing. That one's not set up either because this side's not set up. This one... I think some of these I was gonna just do with bots, which is why I was carrying these requester strong boxes. This is not lined up right. Okay, that's not right either. Undo that. I don't know why that... Okay. Bam. Bam. This needs to... Oh, I have signal there already. I actually planned ahead for once. I don't trust myself sometimes, which is, I think, a good habit in this context. So, these could be requesters to get the solenoids onto the train. Eventually, it might be worth making a train stop for filling a train to provide here, but at this stage... I don't remember clicking that to close that. Whatever. At this stage, it's probably best to just have them fly. Because I don't need that many solenoids in space yet. Wrong button. Solenoid. Yeah. Even at peak, it's only 66 per minute. Which means I could just continue doing it via cargo rockets, probably, but then once I get low enough on demand, it's why send the rockets at all, and so... Okay. I just need to be careful. Because this will fill this up quickly. And then once this goes up, it will also get stuck in space because it doesn't have a delivery, because it doesn't exist until it's in space. Excellent. Oh, so it's not set to automatic. That actually solves the issue entirely. If I just leave it on manual, it won't leave without me. Empty. Those are excellent. This should have fuel now, so I should be able to let it get to work. Its route back is kind of bad. Not that bad, considering that's the only entry point, so it's not actually... It doesn't lose time by not being able to circle back. Which really is more of a positive side effect. Positive. Of a design flaw. Just want to make sure this works before I leave. Actually, yeah, I have to watch it when it loads the other one to make sure that works properly. I love looking at this though. The distribution of copper. Wonderful. Yeah, once this goes to space, this will reduce... Oh. That doesn't make sense to me. Why can it not get to space copper drop-off? Let's try to get to this station. This should be connected to here. Did this get turned around? I don't think it should have. Yeah, no, still going the right way. Why can it not get there? It should be able to follow that. Is there something blocking in front of it because I didn't signal? Oh, classic. The train didn't. I didn't line it up perfectly. So that should be fixed soon enough. The bot feels like doing it. There, fixed it. Now I can make sure that it works. Don't like that flickering. So, going to its site. Still complaining. I wish this updated a little faster, but it probably updates once it gets to the station. Is it supposed to be on this side? It is, okay. It's the same either way, which means I don't really need to connect it how I did. I could maybe change it up a little. But now I can watch this one. I should probably stop flying, because if I keep flying, I have to keep burning rocket fuel. And there's no value in burning rocket fuel. This is not counting up. Because it's not set to automatic. Yes, that makes sense. So now I'll go to space elevator. On the right. It'll go to space, but I can't actually see that. And shoot. No. Love space elevators. Okay, follow it. And then turn to manual once it's... Oh, I can't follow it. I have to go this way. No. Click. I'm bad at clicking. Well, it'll do that one more time. I can pause, can't I? Nope. Okay, stop. I have to be careful here. There. Then. I hate adding stations to these. This needs to be copper drop-off. I don't have a label yet. This should be this one. This one's copper drop-off. Copper drop-off. Bam. One train, 50. That's fine. You get copper drop-off. Move up in the list and empty cargo. Back to automatic. Except it's in the wrong order. Because it was already on the space elevator step, it didn't resume the automation from the top of the list. It started from where it was. Fine. Now it's here. I have copper being delivered in space. Wonderful. That will save a lot of rocket space on rockets. If I remove copper from the rocket queue. Even if I don't, it should be fine. But I can remove that one at least. So, substrate's important. Substrate, girders, heat shielding, and low density are some of the highest demand components being shipped on the cargo rockets. They take up a lot of space, particularly the low density and heat shielding. We need to deal with the bot system. I probably should just craft the bots in space as needed and ship the components to maintain that. Or I could just set a signal from space to control how much to send up. Ooh, this is full. And now I can manage this. You will go to the space elevator. And then you will be switched to manual. Manual, stop. Then you will go to an unnamed drop-off because I didn't actually give it a name yet. Where are you going? Here? No. Here. No. Here. Yeah. This will be called rough data. Drop off, train limit 1, which the fact that that didn't have a train limit means I need to add a train limit. My other one. Drop off, move that above, go! So the train limit shouldn't be needed. I did have a train. Oh, I guess the train limit doesn't get moved in the way that I thought it did. Why was that not doing what I thought it would? Oh, because I didn't set a weight condition. Empty cargo. Too fast. Oh well. Just a couple more loops. Well, one more. Back up and around one last time, and now it should be fine. Boom. Now I have this delivering. And it's delivering 12,000. I consume at peak consumption, it's about 300 per minute. So this should maintain the data storage just fine. And I've now learned the trains are airtight. And they have their own atmosphere or something. Actually, I don't know if they have their own atmosphere. I'm assuming if it doesn't draw life support, it means that it has an atmosphere. Because if it's just pressurized, it will have its own stuff. It's weird looking. Ooh. Yes. I need to hook this up. Because I'm not using this how I was planning to, so... I need to hook up these signals. Why can that not reach? Come on. I should probably hop off the train. Power disconnected. We'll be able to build it. Oh, it won't be able to build that actually. That's a little bit annoying. This might be the wrong color of wire. feeds into here as the subtraction for green. So yeah, it should be green. And I should just add... You know what? It will look better. I'll leave this at the equivalent spot. I'll bring up some radars, which I think do what I think they do. And I should be able to send the signal through the radar up to there without having to run wires the whole way, and it will look nicer. Don't run into a train. Even if I don't think they would... Even if I don't think they would kill me. That's a lot of train stuff that I forgot about. Okie dokie. Radar. I need one more radar because actually I need one at the receiving end to actually transmit the information. But maybe I'm wrong. So that radar will hopefully let me transmit info to here, feeding into there. So the easiest way to check will be if when I connect this, the red signal for copper goes to like, I don't know, 40k, 44k or something, 42k. Dependent on how much is in here at the time. Lot. 35k. But that will need to be green. That will not be needed. I'm gonna have to pick up some of the scaffolding myself. Otherwise this will take 8 centuries to be built, if it's even in range, which I think it is. It'll still take a long time. I don't have scaffolding because I don't have that. Excellent. Why don't I have that? Probably because I'm using a lot of scaffolding up here. That would make a lot of sense. Any scaffolding that I can just sort of hijack? Yeah, I do. Perfect. Yoink. Just sort of tidy it up. Save me some time. Should only need 18. So that should be connected now. There should be a bunch of girders, plastic, copper, and iron that is now increased by a ton, if that works. Nope. Clearly I don't understand. Do I have to name the radars? No. Because they can't name radar. No idea. Maybe it's not connected properly? Or it just doesn't work in space? Guess I can just use... Still just use transmitters, I guess. Just... on the moon. It's not a moon, it's in orbit. Well, it's a shame. Now, where are transmitters and receivers crafted? Because I can't remember. Oh, I missed them. Yeah, they are. This should be fine. What time is it? 34 minutes. I won't get any of the signs done, but hopefully the addition of this will help a lot. Which actually might... I actually just assumed that was the issue. And it was. Good. I'm glad I was not wrong about that. It's looking fine. Oops, that was not lined up properly. There. That's slow. Why is that slow? Because it's being output slowly, obviously. Where am I outputting this? I'm outputting that to here. I built this so long ago. The fact that it works is a slight marvel. Ooh, those are combined almost at a full tank full. Okay, that's going well. Oh, I built this when I didn't have requester chests in like an excessive number of requester chests, maybe? If not, I have no idea why I put requester chests here instead of over here. Even if I did, I don't know why I put requester chests out here instead of over here. This doesn't make any sense. Oh well. Can I beacon anything here? I can. Big beacon. And hopefully nothing broke. That one did. Okay. Bit silly to have a beacon for just one, but I just want to make sure it keeps running smoothly. Yeah, this should keep up a little better. Still not making any science, so something's still wrong, but... Okay, I'm here to place down a signal receiver. Very big. That would be a green connector. This is called Novus Orbit Storage. And the transmitters need to be placed and labeled as I don't have enough scaffold to place both of them. Which is a great name. These will be connected there. Can't name them until they're actually placed, which is always, at least I'm pretty sure I can't. It's always annoying. Time to scrounge about a little bit more. Claim some unused platforms. It's good to have these unnecessary platforms. It's a type of storage. I have a bunch up there. Not the most spatially efficient storage, but keeps it safe from poor automation decisions. Novus Orbit storage. Novus orbit storage. So now I should see, I could just move there actually, an increase in this. I didn't. That's red. I was looking at the wrong signal color, which means that it's possible this was fine with the radio. Oh well. I just confused myself very successfully. So now it will not call for nearly as much copper or iron, even if it's still listed. The rough data is still needed, but that's because it's just slow. It'll catch up. Material testing is not listed up here anymore. Wonderful. This should be nice and safe. No longer desperate for copper. Holmium will be dealt with another way. It's doing better. I say that, but I still don't have my research moving. Why? How did that happen? Did I dump a bunch of glass in there? I must have. Well, I guess that's why it's broken, and not because of anything else. Turn off that. Well, that was probably my own interference breaking everything. Well, this should now be fine. Very silly mistake. Didn't really mess with stuff too much, but looking good up here. I still need to ship the components for more rails eventually. I just need to set a requester for like a couple thousand rails. That was either 2,000 or 200. I think it should be 2,000, but I might have misclicked. I will undersupply steel if I'm doing it via this, but this side is getting worse. Has this made progress? No, it hasn't. You know what? Just build that. Really, I give up. This is the worst way to solve this, but I guess they can't craft on the edge of their range or whatever. Okay, there. That should work. This should get built. These have a construction range, right? Yeah, they have a construction area. I guess I never checked if you could construct on the edge of a construction area for anything. I always just assumed you could. Because it never came into play with roboports, because roboports have a far larger construction range than logistics range. So if I wanted to chain them, I'm sitting here draining life support. If I wanted to chain roboports, I need to connect the logistics range anyway, and that was always smaller, so it never came into... Oops. It never mattered. This solar panel situation is very weird. Oh, I must be repairing... I must be repairing stuff in space because I don't actually ship repair kits to space, which is something that I should be doing because a lot of these keep crashing. I'm glad I caught that finally. Took a lot longer than it should have. Coronal mass ejection. I wonder how little that's gonna... Oh, well, no, it's still gonna spike. I wonder where most of my power draw is. It's drills, beacons, and 6 particle accelerators are really power hungry. But I think it's a fairly even split between space and on land. It's kind of surprising. Why is that an accumulator icon? I have no idea. Also, why... Oh, this is... No. There should be no ship that's being... I have to assume it's a ship being detected. Oh, it's... Accumulators don't need to be wired in, they just need to be within the supply area. Which is why when the ship comes and then leaves, the accumulators start existing and then stop existing. Okay. Excellent. Now my research is going. I could have been researching the whole time. This tier of accumulators is something that I should... It's that they need to be made in space, which is why I don't have any here. I will update grade when I move it up to orbit. I could, while the research is going, because I can't actually set this up until the research is going, I could start working on a spaceship for a bit and figure out how I want to do that. Ion engine, ion booster tank. No idea if these will be craftable, because I might not have space rocket engines in space. They might be on the ground. And if they're on the ground, I should probably set a request preemptively. Oh, no, I already have a request. Hey! That works out. So, I could just work with this. Or, I could work with this. Not this one, though. This one is for carrying sulfuric acid, and it's smaller than it needs to be. Was it happening? Was the... I guess that whole spike was just from the... Oh, that's a remarkable point to notice. The umbrella now isn't even the highest potential drain, it's the particle accelerators at max capacity. They peak at 3.2 gigawatts. Where this umbrella only peaks at about 2. Ah, progress. Always fun to see. Visible proof. Well, this ship's worthless, I think. It's based on an existing ship. I've never used this one. I had it get built, but it does nothing. It does nothing for nobody. So, let's go too wide at the front. Kind of base it off of this, but a lot wider. I want it to be a little neater than that. That's a weird way to do it. I should just be doing that if I want it to be too wide. Then I can start going down this way. I wish I could, like a symmetry tool, be very convenient. Oh, there was something else good. Oh yeah, I want to make like a catamaran type ship with like, not meant to be Star Trek like. Oh, you know what? Just clear it this way. Much easier. I think I stick with this sort of blobby design for now, until I have excess structure. That's the front. I just sort of chunkify it. I wish there was a reason to taper the back. Maybe there is to like lay these out. So this flat versus that gives you a little more space, but it's debatable. Okay, I'm gonna try with 2 because I don't know how fast these go. And I'm probably not gonna need to, it's gonna need to move back because there's not gonna be enough space. But starting. Start from somewhere, figure out what it's at, and then that's bad. That front is not good. Figure out where it's at, I can work from there. This is probably well under my potential, what's the word? Stress. Hull stress, container stress. Container stress doesn't matter at this stage. This ship, I want to make ships to move items between planets. That means I don't need liquid, I just need chests. I do need power, which short term would be these and holmium accumulators. Long term, I'd want to fit, if possible, the heat energy receiver so that I can just blast energies through space. Why is this not being placed? They're not busy. That's way too many logistics bots. I thought 50 was not enough, but why do I not have... No, it's not. The issue isn't the crafting building. The issue is the scaffold. I keep forgetting that I overcommitted on expanding my solar stuff because I thought it would be funny. But instead it's drained all of these, and I don't have enough supply of low density structures. Which means next step would be setting up low density structures in the space elevators, because it would be an important improvement. Okay. Garbage out. These share the same input and the same output. That's convenient. These don't have liquids. That's even more convenient. A lot of items, though. A lot of items. This is not organized very well. Okay. Output items are fairly low. Definitely fine to continue with bots to deal with it. Coolant. Material insights are new. Well, no. Insight is updating the existing one, so that's probably fine, because the tier 2 already used super cooled, I think. Material catalog is fine, because it's a new thing, just hook it up somewhere appropriate. I mean, I could probably build this right now. I just need to decide how I want to pipe away the garbage. The answer is probably right here. Which means this can be dumped. Not like that, probably. Oh, that'd be fine. I can leave a little bit of space, but hook that up. Do I just steal the lubricant from here? If so, I need to change this plan. Nope, that won't work. Just run the pipes there. Lightly more expensive in terms of pipes and stuff, but bam, lubricant. Easy. Hopefully not a problem. That's simple. Okay, I'll need a new beacon to set up over here. Somewhere like there. Just to check, insights are super cooled. Perfect. These are both physical things, so I'm just using... If I'm just dealing with chests, then I'm sorted. Okay. In, out. This is friction data, which is a passive provider. Friction data. Not friction data, which should get rid of... Everything here goes away. The bearing is a little bit worrying if I put it in this chest. I don't know where it will go, but I think it should be fine. I wish I didn't have to hold shift every time. This is ballistic shielding. Oh. Thank you, I guess. Ballistic shielding, that all looks fine. That is good. And these are just the same thing again. These are all very simple. Change this to radiation shielding and this to explosion. This is sorted. Very boring. Incredibly straightforward, but it works. Then I'm missing one step, which is the insight which needs supercooled. Supercooled is here. This specific context is the space exploration mod, so it's not normal Factorio or the space age, but in this context, it needs physical... Like, it doesn't really make sense, but it has to have, well, almost everything has to have, like, a scaffold underneath it. But that scaffold is just sort of in orbit. It's not really... It's a little bit sort of hand-waved that it stays in orbit with no worries, and it doesn't bump into anything or fall, but yeah. Oh no, I'm getting... The current Novus base is unhappy because there are a lot of fighters that try and attack constantly, but it doesn't cause any permanent damage yet. No, these spiders are down in the main planet. I don't know where the most recent one was. It's probably over here. Yeah, it's like, it's completely secure. I've finally gotten used to tuning them out. Oh, this base has been gradually expanding over, I guess, about closing in on 7 days. In about 8 more hours of gameplay, it'll be 7 days of gameplay for this world, just sprawling over a finite land, which is what space exploration changes. Like, it's no longer infinite, so you have to go to other planets to do stuff. Sorry, I need to think about what I'm trying to figure out. This is fine, that's fine. I just want to make sure I don't forget. I need to set that up, but other than that... Ah, yes, I know I'd forget that. I need to actually make the space science itself. Where though? Over here? Input, output... Space science 3, cool thermal fluid, perfect. Input... Output... purple is the middle one, which means I need to flip. And change this category. Just need to make sure I don't miss what I'm adjusting, because if I miss it, I'll forget. Yeah. Well, there's other things that force you to expand, but the simplest... Well, there's other materials you can't find on this planet, but another big driving force to go to other planets is that these numbers here, Novus has like a perfectly average amount of all of these resources, which is just 100, 100, 100. But then you can find planets where you can have resources like 700%, 1400%, like this planet here, 1000% frequency for copper with 360% size and 360% richness, which means you can get a lot more copper, which then becomes the logistics challenge of moving stuff between these planets with different things. There's cargo rockets, which are straightforward. It all kind of comes together. Yeah. Yeah, like it has a lot of potential stuff. Like, supposedly, and I haven't encountered them, there's apparently structures on some planets beyond... There's one that I've already seen, but there can be structures on planets, apparently. I don't know enough about them, and I'm intentionally not looking it up ever. But there's a lot of stuff that can go into it, and like, if you just want to keep going in this, you could go so far in like setting up 15 different planets to ship interconnected stuff. Yeah, it all adds up. And like, yeah, because like I definitely think the discovery and learning is what's fun, because I could look up what's an example? I mean, the way I set up my space elevators, which let you move trains up and down, probably has a lot of issues. But it was fun to, with a little bit of, tiny bit of guidance of like the basic functions, it's fun to figure it out. Yeah. It can take a lot of time. Like, I only play it like Saturday, Sunday for 3 hours, and there's still a lot of time playing it, but it keeps it from playing for significantly more. Yeah, I could imagine, so I could probably find somewhere better to sit for a second. Yeah, I mean, it's not actually... It's a lot of drones. Apparently there's people who play space exploration who have like hundreds, like over 100,000 drones in their bases, which I can't even imagine how that would look if they were all active at once. What am I looking at? I think for what I'm trying to sort out. I'm waiting for these to build the platforms because I can't place these yet. Easiest solution is to bring up some of that low density. Yeah. Oh, a fun piece of, a fun detail of this mod. If you have enough drones, or once you have a lot of drones, they can crash, like, constantly. And so there will be a lot of alerts popping up where the drones crash and explode. I don't know. I mean, you could probably deal with it, but I think... I'm not sure. I haven't checked or tried to verify in any way, but I think the drones purely operate in this based on... Well, there's two elements. Like, I think they crash if there's too many drones, but I don't think they need to be near other drones to crash. And if you... There's a tech, but if you have one drone crashes, it damages stuff around it without tech levels. It's... yeah. Yep. Like, you could probably plan better routing, but like... You know, sorry, I'm trying to find something here. Oh yeah, I remember. I'm gonna steal a bunch of this, which is limited by that. Okay, that's fine. That needs to be scaled up. Like, if you do stuff... Like what I have in my current orbit, a rocket will deliver 600 stacks of items. It will output to all these chests. And then every single logistics drone in the orbit area swarms here and then spreads out. Which is cool to look at, but it results in them being unavoidably close together. Which is because I'm relying on drones instead of belts, but it's different approaches. I was gonna do something? Oh yeah. If I want to make low density structures 1,000 using beryllium or beryl, I don't remember what those are precisely called, in space. No, not in space. On land, because then I can do this. I'm using the mod for math real quick. 16 of those. That's not that bad. Which means that's probably not enough low density. Yeah. Trains are great when you're not trying to keep stuff in tight quarters. Like, gradually, all my stuff is slowly moving out to being produced by trains instead of having to deal with... Like, my base itself here hasn't really grown in probably 20 to 30 hours. Like, there's been small bits of growth. Like, that main structure has not changed. It's just gradually new bits have been added on to the train lines, which is much tidier. It's a mess to look at. I need to close that one. Everything's purple because I told it to place a bunch of concrete, and it's just very slow. Oh yeah. It's a fun part of bases in this. Like, sometimes just zooming out and seeing all the little square bits feeding off of the central lines. It's really fun to look at, and I don't spend time looking at it enough. Okay, what was I was thinking of low density structures. I was checking how many I use. Oh, interesting. I haven't consumed any in the last 10 minutes on this world, but peak at about 200 on this planet. Up here, though, peak consumption's at about 500. Which means 1,000 low density structure per minute should be enough for now. But maybe I could overshoot a little bit. Yeah, let's overshoot. Aim for 2,000. Less than a belt of each. Unfortunately, 0.56 of a belt is more than half a belt. That's not ideal. If it's just a full belt of each. I don't know how I want to deal with that. I guess if I just split it over 2 groups, it should be fine. But 4 inputs, 1 output. I will need a space to build this. I have a lot of space over here. Yeah, I think I built it over there. Maybe... Oh, this is elevated rails. I love elevated rails, but I forgot about them being there. Oh, yeah. I mean... I've studied, like, civil engineering. So I like trains. I think they're really cool. But yeah, I generally just like sort of stuff. Like, I've never really... Like, I like trains. They're very interesting. But I never really deep dive into things. So, like, a broad array of topics is always... Oh, here's the bots, which means this is going to be doing the bot nightmare. Yeah, like... Oh yeah, and it's on to quick. Yeah. It's... I think it's too many bots. Like, my bots are being replenished by shipments from Novus. So it's not actually being carefully managed, and I have way too many bots in space right now. But I'm too lazy to fix it. Kind of the effect of building... I've built very bot heavy with a lot of the space stuff, which means that happens a lot. Okay. I don't have much more time today, so I'm not going to set up a new train station. Is there anything that takes maybe 20 minutes that I could do that would be productive? It's really weird. Oh. Hello. Welcome. Hope you're having a nice day. What do I want to do? That won't take too long. I could fix this. I could go and explode. Yeah, I could go explode some stuff. That'd be a good idea. This is way too many of these. It's completely overkill. I just got annoyed by the... I didn't bring enough landfill. I got annoyed by the fact they weren't building. So, I want my artillery in place. Here's the box. To empty my pockets. Not quite as fast as I would have hoped. Are they busy? No, they're not busy. I guess they had different priorities. Okay. Give me a crack of landfill. Oop. Bunch of landfill. They're still trying to give me more, but... Okay, once this artillery's in place, it will gradually fill up ammo. That does not look right. The ammo refill here will go a lot more smoothly. Oops, that's way too big. Because they'll charge really quick. Which will make it a lot more convenient. These guys are very close. I hope they can't shoot that. I don't know if they can shoot that. They can't yet. Good. Yeah, the ocean is terrible. I mean, it's gonna get blown up, so they won't last for long. I'm surprised they aren't, though. Like, yeah, I agree that it looks like they should. But it must be perfect, like, purely by coincidence, perfectly out of range. Yeah. The ocean. Oh, the ocean is vile. I've kind of tuned it out at this point. There's still fish in it, though. Swimming in the murky green. Ooh. Can't imagine trying to swim in that. It would probably... You'd probably die a pretty preventable death. Let's see if I can translator this. Do. Completely unrelated. Weird. So I can blast these. Oh, I didn't actually check what language. Put it in Google Translate. I'm not going to repeat what it is, not that it's like super rude or anything. German. Which, yeah, worst being sausage. But maybe it makes sense. Oh! Oh, the artillery got built. Good. That's why it's firing. I don't know. The message itself, as far as I can tell, doesn't really make much sense in the context of Factorio, but maybe there's meaning. Yeah. It becomes weird when combined with the, it becomes questionable when combined with the emojis that they had sent in a previous message. But maybe it's completely benign. It seems like the type of thing that would be that could happen to be a weird bot for whatever reason. Maybe it's not. If they're a normal person, then they're a normal person just making a weird joke. Or something I don't understand. It's possible. It would not surprise me. Yeah. I've never specifically seen the weird bots that definitely do exist, because most of the time they're appearing in bigger things where people already run like auto mods and stuff to ban them right away. Maybe those bots are weirder than even this. Okay, that was artillery. This artillery will now clear a bunch of area. And it's at least there. How far can I reach? The artillery range improvements are pretty funny. They really fire very far. Oh, where's this one? I don't even know where this artillery's firing from anymore. Here, okay. That's fine. Maybe I should clear that? No, it's the... This shade of blue is what I need to look for if they can cross. Which means this is an isolated island with nothing on it, except for some copper. The... artillery are sort of... They're sort of a blob with density to refill this way. It's always odd. Ah. Yeah. Boom. Makes it simple. Much easier to know that it's when it's not a potential. Oh no, it is definitely the same person too, I think. Yes. These power lines are just running to... These power lines originally were just running to supply distant artillery. Because artillery was the easiest way to expand as I was going, or it felt like the easiest way. Oop. Big swarm. I've never had to run them in, like, loops. This is kind of what happens, because these are behemoths, and my laser turrets don't do enough damage. Because I'm at 0.97 evolution. Because, well, I mean, I don't know. There could be some element that makes it necessary to loop something. I genuinely do not know. Because I guess functionally I've only played like 4 saves of Factorio. And only 2 of them were on like vanilla. And one of those was very old. Very long time ago. I'm probably gonna stop shortly. What a weird end. Like, I mean, it could be a bot. If it's a bot, then it's not a waste of time. But if they are, I did. It's the same person with multiple accounts, with like different numbers at the end. But I'm just gonna ignore them. Like, I'm gonna ban them, not even address it. or recognize them, because I built this because this, I don't think normal Factorio has super mixed ore spots. This was originally a bunch of ore that had copper and iron mixed together. And I just don't want to remove it because I think this is funny. And it isn't a waste of space, it just exists. The weird faces are less annoying. As long as it's just weird faces. And it's maybe a different person. But either way, I should be stopping soon. Because I need to, if I don't keep myself to a schedule of playing this game, I will play it too long. Hello. Hope you're having a good day. But I want to do one more thing before I stop. But I don't know what that will be. Yeah, I'm already 17 minutes past where I normally try to be stopping. Because yeah, there's days where I've been like, oh, I'm playing a different game, not this. I was playing Grim Dawn. Tried to play for 4 hours, ended up playing for 8 hours. Not the best. Is there anything that I need to fix? Maybe. Wouldn't shock me. It also wouldn't shock me if it's just some random from literally anywhere deciding, hey, let's just be weird. Has this ever been reconnected? No, it hasn't. Good. Yeah, I think that's the last message that I need to see. But I think technically hiding users, different from banning, they still send stuff, it's just it's invisible. So if I don't mention anything again about someone, it's because maybe they won't notice. What does what do? The structure up here? This thing here it produces steel ingots using, there's a liquid that's pyroflux. It's a specific liquid that's like representing, I don't know, like, I don't know what it's supposed to represent, but it's a liquid that comes from vulcanite. There's a whole process that you can craft it. It also comes from a core mining process, which is a whole nother thing. It's used to melt down ores into a liquid form to make ingots, which are more compact. I can't remember if it's a more efficient use of ore or not. But in the end, it's fairly simple to do. Like, it's just an extra processing step, basically. Instead of turning ore into solid, it's ore into liquid, then liquid into solid. Like, it's just an extra step, which is more efficient. Yes, it's exactly like that. Yeah. Yeah, 1.7, 1.6.4, 1.6.4 modded Minecraft, classic. But yeah, it ships stuff, gets the ingots. The ingots were being made because there's research that calls for the iron ingots specifically. I don't remember which research, it's been a while. Yeah. I've kind of tried to play. Oh, there's the production science pack needs iron ingots, but I don't need a lot of them. Yeah. I mean, this one works pretty well. Because one good thing about this space exploration, a lot of the research has at least a little bit of logic to it. Like, there's astroscience, which is a bunch of observation data. Like, satellites set up in space collect, gamma rays, that's not collected data. Like, it's a bunch of collected data. There's logic to this science pack. This is testing conductivity, electromagnetic field. Like, this science, you can kind of picture it, which is really fun to me. Particularly the material science. We're like, oh, hot thermodynamics data. It's using plasma streams to heat up materials. Yeah. It is a lot of research materials, though, for sure. Like, it is just kind of a lot of stuff. Yeah, I could imagine. But it was fun to explain some of that. You can see, that's what all this stuff here is. Like, telescopes collecting data that is then interpreted. It's fun, I think. But it is 161 hours of gameplay so far, and I'm maybe halfway. I don't actually know how far through I am, but there's still a lot to go if I want to beat the final ending. Because there is an end point, spaceship victory, which is far away. There's a lot of research. There's a lot of stuff in this. But all that considered, it was fun explaining stuff. It was fun chatting. But I will probably stop here because otherwise I will just keep going. Yeah, it's relatively complicated. Yeah, it's been 3 hours, 20 minutes since I started, but it was great talking. And if you happen to want to hang out again in this context, I will, or if you want to watch again, chat, I'll be here again tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern till 11 p.m. Eastern. If not, have a good weekend, and anyone else have a nice night, day, etc. Hopefully the bots are not back. Bye-bye.